Yo, we back with another one, man. And they say Gunplay just tried to expose Rick Ross, but it backfired. So we finna get right into it, man. Make sure y'all hit that hype button, man. Hype me up.
Rick Ross responds back to Gunplay throwing him under the bus on a podcast where Gunplay blamed everybody but himself for why he's not a bigger star and why his career fell off. One of the person he blamed is somebody who we thought looked out for him a lot, which was Rick Ross. But apparently Gunplay threw Rick Ross under the bus, and Rick Ross was not happy about it whatsoever. We'll get back to the video shortly, but I want to let you guys know this video is being sponsored by Kalshi. Kalshi is an app where you can make money predicting current events. I put money on what the weather is going to be every day on Kalshi. I check the weather app when I wake up. And really all I do is I look at what the highest temperature is going to be for the day. Then I go on Kalshi and place a prediction on what I think the highest temperature is going to be for the day. I'll say probably 7 out of 10 times my weather prediction hits. Sometimes it doesn't hit. But if you want to get paid by predicting weather on a daily basis, you can do so on Kalshi by clicking the link in my description and downloading the app and using code FLACO to get $10 on your first deposit.
My next question is having to do with him.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, before we switch topics, was it hard for you, you know what I'm saying, juggling the streets and seeing all this money at this young age and pursuing rap, where a lot of time rap requires you to leave the streets alone to focus? Was it hard for you to juggle these two things?
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause it just felt like this. And I'm gonna be totally honest and transparent, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the type of nigga to sit here and sugarcoat shit. But when it was Ross' turn and we was on the road and we was doing everything, and then when everybody was a group effort. When it was Gunplay's turn, it was crickets. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it was hard for me. What you want me to do? Nobody's. It's like I got hit records. Nobody's giving me a budget. Nobody's doing nothing. So what you want me to do? What would you like me? What would you like me to do? Do more? Give another hit record and do more and never get no money?
I got no issues with Gunplay. Y'all gonna call me a hater.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Gunplay was seeming to me like he never wanted to be a rapper like that. Like, he seemed like to me, he liked playing the goon role. He liked being on this boat fishing. I felt like Gunplay probably would have made more money in the reality TV realm, not just doing like love and hip hop, but like Gunplay having like his own show. But when it came to rap, Gunplay got songs where he went off. But it's just like, the problem with Gunplay was that he never had a consistent run. And then he kept, like, one time he got knocked out by somebody else, then he got beat up by G-Unit. But it's like, he never had a consistent run. He just never had a consistent run. So it's like, you should have figured out a whole nother album. You should have knew you weren't going to be making the type of money that Ross was making in rap because you weren't consistent enough.
Regardless, bro. So I'm gonna just tell the truth. Gunplay was a good rapper. He was never no superstar. He was never somebody who was like 1 in a million, who was like a hit maker. He wasn't. Right? He had a couple cool features, a couple cool songs. He wasn't no hit maker, bruh. And unfortunately for him, when you're in a group with prime Meek Mill, prime Wale, prime Rick Ross, you're gonna be put on the back burner. It's really that simple, bro. You gotta go out and get your own motion, homie. All right, you think Rick Ross is prioritizing you over a Meek album, over a Meek single, over a Wale single, over a Wale album? Cut it out, man. Not happening. And in case of Gunplay, Gunplay is a perennial fuck up. I mean, that's just a fact. He's a perennial F up. He's somebody who had legal troubles. Like in 2013, I think like in the middle of his deal, did he catch like an armed robbery case or something like that? Or he signed MMG in 2015. But nonetheless, though, man. All right, distributors, labels don't really want to give you a huge advance, don't really want to give you a huge budget, right? Because you are a perennial F up. And unfortunately, you only got yourself to blame. But during this entire interview, I didn't hear Gunplay say not once, I. It was always they.
Or what you want me to see is go back in these streets and go ahead and tap these pockets,
right?
Like I have to do. You see what I'm saying? Like this is what I did. This is what I didn't want to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But since they don't understand and they want to be, okay, we don't know who Gunplay is. nigga, give me that chain. Let me get all that because I'm back. You see what I'm saying? That was literally a cry for help for real when I look back and see that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me get that.
Right.
Let me get that. So
you
you know,
showing them like I really would do this.
Yeah, you know, push me back in the street. So I mean, what you really want me to do? Like, you know,
Man, I ain't gonna lie. If I'm there and I see things ain't going the way they supposed to go, I'm a been get off the ship. Been and left the ship. You see what I'm saying? Like, you stayed over there. You was willing to get beat up for Rouse, shot at for Rouse, all that. It's like, bro, you can't complain about it now. Like, this was years things weren't going right, and you was okay with it, and then you let it go, and then you said Rouse paid for, I guess when there was something going on with his son at the hospital and all that, you said Rouse did that too. So 1 minute you was always saying that Rouse always had your back. Now you saying that he didn't have your back. It's crazy.
I'm for everything. I was down for the program for over 10, 15 years, and it's my turn. And then nobody lifted a finger, made a phone call or nothing for the old boy.
I understand cosigns aren't everything. Bro, you had the biggest cosign at the time where a cosign was somewhat necessary or a cosign was somewhat a thing. Nowadays, these kids can hop on TikTok and blow. But you had a cosign when cosigns were needed. You had Rick Ross, Meek Mill, and Wale. You just didn't seize the opportunity how you were supposed to. And that's okay. Not everybody can be a superstar, right? But ultimately, it's your work ethic is why you're in a position that you're in right now. Because if you had a truly impeccable work ethic, even if you didn't become Drake, you didn't become Kendrick Lamar, you could have still maintained a core fan base. You could have still been touring. You could have still been dropping music and feeding your core fan base.
And I ain't gonna say that Gunplay wasn't working. I felt like he was working, but at times he was just doing other stuff that didn't even have nothing to do with the music. Like when he was doing the little fishing show thing and on the boat, and he was on Love and Hip Hop and going through stuff with his girl and all that. It's like, I didn't even think the Gunplay really, I never looked at Gunplay like he cared about music like that, right? And I say this about a lot of artists. If the fans look at you like you don't care about music, they're not going to care about your music. That's why when y'all see these artists trying to come up and they be like, I don't really care about rap or I don't really care about music, you notice they never blow. Because if your fans want to hear music and you don't care about your music, why would your fans care about your music? So I never even looked at Gunplay like he cared about the music like that. I really didn't.
Making money off music for the rest of your life. You were impatient, you had a poor work ethic, and you had a lot of legal troubles, and you continue to have legal troubles. Who's going to give like Gunplay a deal right now when they see like Gunplay is online getting in physical altercations with his baby mama? All right, who's going to get in an altercation? So who's going to give Gunplay money when they see, the baby mama is accusing Gunplay of ramming into her car? Who's going to give Gunplay like $1 million advance money? Be real with yourself. When they see Gunplay on camera trying to beat up a DJ for playing somebody else's song. Be for real right now. Now, they ask him, right, has the industry ever done something to you that you can't say or that you never said? And his response just gave loser pause. Gave is like a woman term, but his response, it reminded me of a loser. Right? He just complained, he whined about how everybody did him bad and everybody, but it was never his fault. He never did anything wrong. He did everything right, but somehow he still failed.
You see what I'm saying? So what you want me to do?
That's crazy because you had some killer features.
From the outside looking in.
But then when you when I'm signed to a label like Maybach Music, I'm my hands tied. It's all up on the big dog. And then if he don't want to get me a budget, then he won't get me a budget.
You and your boss aren't close anymore?
I ain't gonna lie, like not really. As of lately, nah. I'm, you know what I mean. But
y'all don't talk at all.
Nah.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never publicly said out loud?
Say that one more time.
Was there anything that the industry did to you that you've never actually publicly said out loud?
I mean, I could go in. I could guess. They had me. They had me selling my publishing Basically sold my publishing for 50,000. They gave me 25,000 up front. We never did a second Triple C album for me to get the other 25,000, but I still ended up paying back 50,000. What? Yeah.
These folks approached you and
I wonder who bought Gunplay Publishing. I don't even think it was worth that. I wouldn't have paid that much for his publishing. I wouldn't see it being worth nothing. But I guess whoever bought it, maybe it was worth something to him. And then he said they played him on the back end and he had to pay $50,000 back. I don't know. I just feel like Gunplay as the rapper, it was just like never there. I just always looked at him as like Rick Ross goon. Like you there, if some go down with Ross and you just rap here and there. I never looked at you as having a rap career, being a rap star. That wasn't never the road that you gave me. Like I never looked at you that way. But that's the industry though.
asked you to sell your publishing for $25,000 and you did it because you didn't have any faith in yourself. You had no hopes in yourself, so you did it. How is it the industry fault that you were dumb enough to sell your publishing for $25,000? You signed a contract, you honored the contract. How's it anybody's fault but yours that you didn't have the foresight to realize you shouldn't sell like your literal product, like your literal rights, like you shouldn't sell your literal creativity for $25,000 that's probably gonna last you a span of 3 weeks? Whose fault is that? Your fault. So I'm truly trying to be empathetic here and truly understand where he got effed over at, who effed him over. But the more he talks, the more it's perfectly clear. He's the only one who effed himself over. Bro, you sold your publishing for $25,000 to probably buy a chain. Do better.
TV, this is facts. And then my first album that I dropped, Matt Middleton and a named Megan Price that was managing me at the time, they thought I was cooked. Yeah. So what they did was amend my contracts. So my back end of 75,000 for my first album, it went to them. So I got for that. So Matt Middleton, Megan Price, and everybody who put potholes in my road to success.
Thanks.
Because when that karma knocking, I just hope that you dressed. You see what I'm saying? That's it, my nigga.
Because it's crazy because you see
that's wild
how you front line. You played the soldier position. You know what I'm saying? When it came to MMG, knew if you with Ross, you with Gunplay. It was just like you didn't have. If you gonna say some shit about this man gonna follow up
in the industry though, son.
And then you get a hit record. I'm on the outside looking in. I don't know nothing. It just feels like.
My whole thing is when these street dudes get involved in the industry and see that it's not that, why would you keep involving yourself in it? Whether you say you was around Ross, 50, Jay-Z, or whoever, if you see it not being real, if you see that it's being phony, why would you keep entertaining it? That's what I want to know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, so is y'all just going on for years and years and years, letting it be phony, sitting back, waiting to, like, it's your turn? Like, yeah, I know all this phony, but at some point in time, my turn go come. No, because you being too real. You not playing the game that they playing. This is one big game. It's the entertainment industry. It's a whole facade. They out here playing. You out here keeping it real. Just because you the one that's keeping it real, don't mean they gonna look out for you. Because at the end of the day, it's a business. So when it comes to the business, if you not adding value to the business, you go get left behind every time.
Once you get a hit, I can understand if you dropping duds.
Can we stop this immediately, man? Can we stop this? Just because you have somebody on your podcast don't mean you gotta lie to them, man. I see this too often, bruh. I see this too often. Like, for example, they will have, let's say, like an underground rapper on, right? Somebody we've never heard of. Then they say, hey, bro, you dropped 20 hits this year. Why do you feel like they don't put you in the same category as Drake and Kendrick Lamar? I mean, brother, you gave us two meteoric hits. It was international hits. And there's a dude like who got 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, got about 1,000 followers on SoundCloud, got about 120 monthly listeners on Spotify, but they will have this dude thinking he is Drake and Kendrick Lamar. you don't gotta play into somebody's illusion because they own your platform. Now, I don't know this, podcast like that, man. I'm sure they got a great show. I'm sure these brothers do great work. That's just my pet peeve. Because they saying, oh, Gunplay, oh, you drop hits. Oh, you drop some bangers and some hits. Now, we can understand why they didn't invest in you if you were dropping dubs, but you drop hits. Define a hit, bruh. Define a hit, bruh. Because your definition of a hit and my definition is a whole lot different. A hit to me is something that resonated. A hit to me is something that hit that Billboard charts. A hit to me is something that's undeniable. You know what a hit is. Like somebody dropping a record that's cool, or you seen a.
I ain't gonna lie. One of Gunplay's biggest hits was Bible on the Dash. It was a little decent little hit, but Gunplay, I would say the biggest records that he had is either when he was doing the feature or somebody was featured on the record with him. Like it's Rick Ross songs that got Gunplay on it, where Gunplay go crazy on the song. But at the same time, see, if Rick Ross my homie and I'm in this situation and I know this rap thing is really what I want to do, I'm telling him, look, I done made this X amount of dollars being with you. I'm going to go in my pocket so we can do the video together for this song, because that's how strongly I feel about it. I don't even want you to pay for it. I just know what I feel like it could do for me. So let me help myself. I pay for the video and we do it together. Y'all don't be knowing how to work together. Some people just sit back. They want you to hold your hand and do everything for you. And in the entertainment business, nah, you can't do that.
A record that you like doesn't mean that it's a hit. We've seen a lot of records we like. I know rappers right now, right, with about, like, I don't know, bruh, like 20 monthly listeners that got a song that I F with. They not hits. You know why it ain't? Because it hasn't resonated with the masses. But they just continue to feed into, like, Gunplay's, like, delusion, man. And it's just, I don't know, bruh. It gets sickening. And then Gunplay begins to throw, probably the only person I believe looked out for Gunplay in his career, which was Rick Ross. He begins to throw Rick Ross under the bus.
And then your man like, bro, this just ain't it, dog.
And we had yams.
You gotta keep working.
We had yams, straight yams. That was the first one. That was my first record that everybody, come on now, you know what I'm saying? It didn't make the Deeper Than Rap album. I was told to put on that on that record to put shout out Deeper Than Rap, promoting the album, thinking it's gonna be on the album. Nah, that was just promoting the album. Thank you. Going about your business. You see what I'm saying? So that was the first one. And the next one was I get called 1:30 in the morning. Never forget it. The fat boy called me, he said, yo, I got a record for you to get on. Ironically, it's called Nobody's Favorite. And it ironically just happened to be everybody's favorite. The label was even asking, when are we shooting the video? It took them 5 months to shoot it. And even though it was like the most played on it, and Yvette, shout out to Yvette, she just kept trying to push for me. But at the end of the day, he said he wanted it to be a street single. That's what Yvette told me. So I was like, okay, he wanted to stay in the streets. So all right. So that was the fourth time. And after that, it's just like,
during that time when it was you, Ross, Meek, Wale, Stally,
Torch,
like, what do you remember most from that time working with all these guys?
and
all these guys.
I'm gonna be honest again, dog. I hate being honest, dog.
Be honest. That's why people love you.
I just couldn't understand why I didn't get a deal.
Right.
Why was I still on Def Jam and y'all was doing that, knowing I was a day one nigga? Like knowing, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you for saying that.
So it's like,
I mean, we was all wondering that. We was all wondering that.
But you know, it is what it is.
Thank you for saying
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could honestly say, like when it comes down to it, yeah, if being around somebody, that's not.
But at the same time, Gunplay was still. Gunplay was on Rick Ross albums, even after Wale left, even after Meek left, even after all that was over with, you was still over there with Ross. So see, I don't understand. It don't make no sense. Like, I think something else behind the scenes between the both of them happened, and Gunplay just couldn't hold it in no more, and he felt like speaking on it. That's what I think happened.
Putting anybody on, a person that has put in the work, and then you tell that person, okay, bring me a hit record, and you bring that person a hit record and nothing gets done, then that's just basically saying F you, you know what I mean?
When you're somebody who's appreciative, certain things don't even come out of your mouth. Things like, yeah, I mean, being around him helped, but was it really helping? Yo, when you're appreciative, bruh, when you're somebody who got put on, who got helped, who got through alley-oops by somebody, if somebody gives me an opportunity once, I don't care what happened with us. I'm never going against you, man. You gave me an opportunity. I'm never saying, man, well, in retrospect, that opportunity wasn't enough. Nah, bruh. When you helped me when you didn't need to, you thorough. But Lefty Gunplay and Gunplay just stuck in my head for some reason. Gunplay, not Lefty Gunplay. Gunplay, right? So Ross responded back to Gunplay, and Ross just told the truth. Gunplay dragged Ross for an hour, and Ross just came back with a couple minutes, and now it's looking bad for Gunplay. Because once the truth is out there, you can't really escape it. Once the truth is out there, you now have to choose to be delusional or to embrace the truth. And the truth is, it was your fault, Gunplay, not Ross or anybody else's.
And not laughing at my little bro situation, because I got nothing but love for him, but the situation he talking
The hell this nigga doing in the pool, man?
about what saying wasn't no budget, sitting down like that. The distributor had done dropped you. They ain't want nothing to do with you. MMG just ain't give you the bad news. We told you just keep working, just keep grinding. Don't stop, don't quit. Yeah, that's how it go. When they don't want to spend no money on you, ain't no more budgets. You ain't have a manager, none of that. So they ain't tell you. And I ain't want to break your heart. I want you to keep hustling. I always say you're not breaking from being on top. And while I got all you in group texts like, cause you know, Rose always get the word. Make sure y'all plug in this.
Ross done hopped in this pool with slippery slope on, and this is crazy. Hey, look. All I'm saying is this. If you knew the distributors dropped them and that's supposed to be your mans, why didn't you just tell him? I didn't want to break your heart. Well, you knew. you knew he wasn't going farther than where he was at. So you should have told him and let him know something. So he could have moved on and been worried about something else and been doing something else.
South Beach Brew. This is Ricky Rose, new beer company from right here, South Beach. It's right here. Right here. It only makes sense. This is the bomb. It's the best. It's going to be number one just in a short time. So, fellas, put this in y'all group text. Tell all your I say hi. For young hustlers, I want y'all to just reflect and always remain appreciative of that work that done put in for you. Done put in 20 years of hard working, and when you meet a hoe, y'all start tongue kissing on love and hip hop and throw the 20 years away, you know, when fall in love and say hoes lawyers and they don't be lawyers and they just, how you feeling now, that's how I feel, yeah. So I know how it go. I feel it, I feel you.
Let me tell you something about this industry, man. Just because I'm your friend, that don't mean you my friend, man. And that's exactly what it is, man. Man, they got whooped by G-Unit, knocked out by other people, shot at, all on the damn Ross. And this how Ross talk about the man. Like, crazy, bro.
Tongue kissing that you mad at it now. When you reflect and look in the mirror, where I'm at. Yeah, ain't no pause buttons on life, man. You can't pause the hustle. Now get back in the streets. Yeah, like you say, get back in the streets and turn up. Let's go get it.
Gunplay is not getting back in the streets at 40 years old to reheat a washed up rap career is not happening. Okay. But that's part of the problem too. Ageism is a thing.
I ain't gonna lie. If Gunplay did get out, to me these days, bro, if you want to be an artist, it's the easiest time in the world to be an artist. You just got to do the work. Or you got to hire people that's go do the work for you. Hire somebody that know how to run Instagram good. You be all over your Instagram. Hire somebody that can take you some good pictures and do some good marketing. You'll be all over the internet. That's all you got to do. Push your own thing. A lot of these dudes too used to the old where they want the label to do everything. Most of the stuff that the label could do these days, you could do it yourself. The label about to get rid of a whole lot of y'all and start using AI rappers anyway. You know what I'm saying? They finna start using AI rappers and using Chat GPT to write the whole song. Then it really ain't gonna be no money left for y'all. So if you want to be an artist these days, man, you can. You just got to put in a little work.
In our culture, right? When somebody is 40, we say they done. When in actuality, like, Gunplay is probably the best he's ever been at rapping right now. And I haven't heard a Gunplay song in I don't know how long, but I would imagine as you get older, you get better at the thing you've been doing for decades. So he's probably, the best at rapping he's ever been. But unfortunately for our culture, when you get up there in age, nobody trying to F with you, man. All right, but let me know in the comment section what y'all think, man. Again, I'm not, 100% right about everything. So if you guys think I'm wrong, then definitely challenge me in the comment section respectfully. I'm gonna see you guys in this next.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, Flacco. I just think it's more to it than what it is, and hopefully we gonna find out later. Or Rick Ross and Gunplay might get back cool. Who knows, man? Like I said, make sure y'all hit that hype button. Put it in the comment section, man. It should be cool. I'm out.